Click like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.
Yo, this is the EP45 podcast. You got your boy Cody. I'm right here with you. Locked in, man. Thank you guys for watching. We're all over the place. Sometimes we post on Thursday, sometimes we don't. But just stay locked in. We're going to give y'all better content. We're improving. And I'll see y'all soon.
Hey, we ain't been out here in 6 weeks.
I know it's really just been 2 weeks. What is May? Last week we didn't really get on.
Who said the most consistent podcast?
I'll see you, I think.
Lou has said most consistent podcast, and then we had to prove him wrong.
It definitely feels like a lot longer. Time has went and really what it is.
If you miss a week or two, it feels like you missed a lot more time than that.
Some fight, man. There was going into it. I figured that Jake Paul will win. But man,
So the thing about
it was hard to watch. It was so hard to watch because
I fell asleep.
You didn't miss that much. It's hard to watch because just seeing his legs, seeing Tyson's legs throughout the fight was, yeah, I was scared. I was scared to watch it, to be honest.
Really?
But social media, like, I'm getting a new side of people saying that Tyson held back and didn't fight.
No, from the highlights that I saw, I totally believe it. Now, from the highlights that I saw, I'm seeing Tyson not fighting. So I definitely think that it could have been a very good fight. But I think also, if it were a good fight, like if both of them pushed themselves, if Tyson came out there and tried to really hurt that boy, and that boy came out and really tried to hurt Mike Tyson, somebody was going to be really hurt at the end of the fight. You see what I'm saying? Like,
and it was more likely to be Tyson.
Right. It was more likely to be Tyson, but I wouldn't say by a long shot. I wouldn't even say it was more likely to be Tyson, to be real. I would say it's 50-50 because Tyson really was holding back. And I don't think that there's anything that Jake Paul can do or anyone without the muscle memory and years of experience of training yourself to do the right thing in those situations, because oftentimes the right thing is not going to be what your body's natural reaction is going to be. You see what I'm saying?
So they're setting you up.
Exactly. So with that being the case in fight sports, Mike Tyson has finished more fights than Jake Paul has sparred. He's knocked more people out than Jake Paul has sparred at this point. It's no way. He knows what to do. So if he needed to get him out of there, I guarantee you Mike Tyson would have got him out of there. Jake Paul could not have got Mike Tyson out of there in the same manner because he's not a knockout artist. He's not the same. He's knocked some people out in bridge fights, but that's not a true blue knockout artist. Mike Tyson is an artist of that. He knocks people out. He's been knocking people out since forever. Mike Tyson was disciplining a tiger physically disciplining his tiger. I don't think he would have had an issue spanking Jake Paul if he needed to. But that wasn't what he went out there to do. He went out there to prove that Jake Paul was a boxer, just like Floyd went out there and to prove that Jake Paul was a boxer. You see what I'm saying?
Yes and no, but all I'm saying is Tyson looked really old from my perspective. I mean, obviously he is old. He's 58. He's about to be 60.
Bro,
I think just his experience and strength. I think if it was a 1 or 2 round, only 3 rounds tops type of fight.
If it were a real fight, then yes, it would be. It would
That's
go
his best
Mike
chance
Tyson's way.
in the first 3. But if you watched it after the 3rd round, his legs was gone. After the 3rd fight, the entire fight was him trying to not get knocked out.
That's fair enough, and there's nothing wrong with that because guess what? And like I said, that's not that. It wasn't a real fight. It wasn't a real. So a boxing match is different than a fight to begin with. But
yeah, there's things in the contract. They said that he couldn't do uppercuts. How can you have a boxing match and you can't do uppercuts?
Because that would have ruined Jake Paul's image. Like that would have done it all. If Mike Tyson came out and finished him in the first 10 seconds like he could have, the first exchange could have been it. If he went all out on the first exchange, tore that boy's ribs up, hit his chin, then Jake Paul would have had to limp the rest of those 8 rounds and try to put on the rest of that show. But that's not what happened. You see what I'm saying? They played it and they said we're gonna go out and box and let Jake beat you in a boxing match because it's boxing. So get out there and box, move your feet, box each other for however many rounds they have signed up for. That's great. Mike Tyson boxed them rounds and he walked away with his check. It ain't no, you don't get no. He needed is the money. You see what I'm saying? On a
Exactly.
nobody's paying to see Mike Tyson brutalize nobody no more. If that were the case, he would have been selling fights. You see what I'm saying?
Still,
That,
yeah. Well, kind of what I'm saying is that like the appearance of the fight, and you know what I'm saying. A lot can be theatrics, but he was getting beat up on a little bit, and it's sucking to me that damn. He, that's why I'm like, maybe they didn't come to this agreement together to get him right. You know what I'm saying? Get him right real quick. Put some. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot, but that's Mike Tyson at the same time. It just seemed as if he was like, if it wasn't a rigged fight, and I'm just watching it as a real thing. It seemed like he was beating up on him, and he held him not. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul possibly like they both held back the first. That's what I'm saying. The first 2 rounds, I think
Mhm.
Mike Tyson could beat him if they were just having a serious, no
Easily. But
theatrics.
what
He
you
has
don't
a
realize,
chance, but he don't
Mike
have a
got
chance long term.
yes, he does. Mike got tired, and I believe you. And but the difference is a tired Mike. It's hard for him to keep dancing and moving around the ring and stuff like that at that age. But guess what? A tired Mike at any moment, any second, can put together a combination that'll leave Jake Paul on the floor at any moment in time. He can stand still without moving his feet. His head movement is good enough to drop him. You see what I'm saying? That's not what the fight was about. It was a boxing match. They wanted to box. They wanted to go the 8 miles and let everybody feel like they got their money's worth. It would have been easily rigged if Jake knocked Mike Tyson out. I'm sorry, nobody's buying that. Nobody's believing it. And then if he did beat him based on old age, if Mike just got tired in the 4th round and he came out in the 5th round and say, just put it on him, because he had the lungs, the young lungs, you know what I'm saying, and the young legs, then that's a bad look for Jake Paul because it just doesn't play out well. You just beat up an old dude, and nobody wants to see that either. You see what I'm saying? They played
Yeah,
it the best way that they could.
it's so many layers to it. Like it's a bad look for him, but it's also a good look because like him doing that on Netflix, that opens up a brand new lane. Like I'm surprised people aren't doing live basketball games, live football game, live anything on
Oh, it's
Netflix.
coming. It's coming. It's coming. Like
All-Star game could be on Netflix.
the celebrity leagues and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I mean, the reason why, and it's kind of cool too that that's going on, that we're seeing it real time, because in reality, live sports is the only thing keeping cable TV
I
relevant,
know
like keeping it on the, you know what I mean?
exactly. The NBA
Barely,
I
if
think signed
that.
a deal with Amazon Prime,
Come
but
on. Oh yeah, there is a deal. There is. You can watch it on Amazon
so I mean,
or
it's a
Apple
good look.
TV too.
It's a
Apple.
good
Well,
look.
no, you can do like ESPN on Apple TV.
But to get back to the fight, it is a good look to have that create that moment in an event, but it's a bad look on like a sport. That's kind of this is a good parallel to the Bronny thing. It's like it is a good look and it's innovative, but if you're it's like the history book thing. Like if when we see in the history books, we're gonna see Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson.
Right.
500 years from now, a
Right.
kid that's learning about in school is gonna learn that Jake Paul, you know what I'm saying, is learning about
Right.
studies into
So you
boxing
gotta. But
and not
I
have the
guess yeah.
context. He's not going to have the context to know all of these variables that are happening.
Right. That is true. He's not gonna have the context to realize that Jake
It,
Paul's whole boxing career. Like we're watching it and we are saying, I'm not buying this from the first fight, even from the Nate Robinson fight.
I'm
Although
saying
that was the
I'm
most
saying he's a
realistic
capable
looking one.
boxer. I'm saying he's a capable boxer, but
Mm,
it's just weird to me that I don't know. Maybe the big guys don't want to fight him because they're fighting a YouTuber, but at the same time, it's like I
Well,
feel like people
I
will
think the
respect him
thing
more
about it,
if it was like different type of fights.
I think the thing about it is, the thing about it is because boxing, anyways, the thing about boxing that makes it different, why people like MMA and stuff like that, is because boxers pick their fights anyways. Boxers are kind of like walked to their belts anyways. You know what I mean? Like you kind of not walk to their belts, but there are people that argue that the guy with the belt may not be the baddest guy around and that he can dodge the fights to keep the belt. You see what I'm saying? And he can pick fights. You can pick the right fights to make you look good to get to that championship shot and stuff like that.
Some fights you
I
can't
think
run from.
exactly, but you can, and some fights ain't worth it. If you're a contender and you're fighting professionally and you're actually fighting to earn something, it's actually not worth it because Jake Paul's still in your weight class. He's still training. You see what I'm saying? He's still training professionally. He's still building it up. It's not worth it that you compete and could possibly actually take that L against Jake Paul. He's fighting people that don't have a career in boxing because that's a good way to ruin your career in boxing. You see what I
Hmm.
mean? Because how can you go now? Because Jake Paul is never going to go, in my opinion, I don't see it happening, that he goes and competes in the same way that, you know, Tank is competing or that any of the other people that are like, he's not going to fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
I think Tank reached out to him and said that he would murder him. He would.
right. But what does Tank have to lose? Tank is like
That was just
130
marketing.
pounds,
That was
130,
smart.
100.
That was
No,
just
Tank,
smart
I think
marketing.
Tank could fight him. Tank could fight him. And Tank would probably beat him on boxing, outbox him, or you see what I'm saying? But it's not, Tank has nothing to lose. If he goes in there and he just has nothing, he can do nothing against Jake Paul's power. What do you expect? He's 40 pounds. Jake Paul is fighting at whatever weight he's fighting, over 200 pounds. He's a heavyweight. That's
No, I'm saying that's
kind
good
of
marketing just to put his name in the boat and with so many
right.
people watching.
Just to put his name in the boat because not only are the fans watching, but also the
People
organizers
that are
and
the
well,
people
too, the
that
fans
are
are
Jake
watching.
Paul fans,
The
or
people
just
exactly, and
like
the people that are paying for
girls
this
were watching
entertainment.
this, like people that don't watch boxing, girls are watching this. So it's like
Right.
it opens up
It
Netflix
puts
is
boxing
basically
back on the table again because we haven't really like the names that we have are the names from the early 2000s. We're still talking about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao's fight. You know what I mean? Well, that was early 2000s, but you see what I'm saying? That's a decade ago, over a decade ago. We're not, Tank is big, but he's not the same as Pacquiao and Mayweather. You see what I mean?
yeah. So closing statements. What do you think about this fight? Rigged? I mean, I don't want to say rigged or not rigged. I feel like nobody believes this. The
It's an exhibition. It is a
Bro, the
show. It was not a
conspiracy.
true competition.
It's so crazy that now the conspiracy will be it just being a real fight. That would be the
No,
conspiracy.
it is an exhibition. There's nothing. It's neither a real fight or a fake fight. It is an exhibition. We're going out there. We're showing that we both have this level of skill set, and we're gonna. It's like it's sparring. It's sparring. That's all it was. No kill shots. You see what I'm saying? It's sparring. They went in there and sparred. That day, Jake Paul looked better than Mike on sparring on the point card. They sparred. That's what happened. There was nothing rigged about it. There was nothing fake about it. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. Jake Paul is Jake Paul. They both went in there. They both boxed. They both competed. But the
It
level
made
of
millions of
competition,
dollars.
and they both made millions of dollars, and they both kept that level of competition to a certain extent. The whole time they were so afraid of Mike ruining it because Mike has that temper. Mike has that, you know, he'll cross those lines you're not supposed to cross. That's what they were afraid of, and that's what, or maybe they weren't even afraid of that, but that's what sold the fight. Is Mike Tyson going to bite his ear if he can't do nothing with him? You know what I mean? That was talked about in the commentary on Netflix. They kept bringing that up. You see what I'm saying? You think Mike's going to bite his ear? Like, that's what sold the fight. That's all it was. They get
Exactly.
you have the, make sure Mike keeps his composure and you're good to go. Get a little bit of that animal out of him. That slap in the lead up was perfect. He slapped him, good hard slap. And I think in the slap, it showed everything. Because if you watch the slap, Jake Paul's lead leg buckles. There's a guy in the background screaming, he didn't move, he didn't move. But if you watch the slap, his upper body stays pretty solid. But his lead leg buckles. Like his upper body solid, but his lead leg took the blow. Like that meant the transfer of energy. That's how you get knocked out. He's the next through. If Mike would have body shot back to that chin, come on. That's it. That's over with. He could have done it right then and there in the weigh-ins, or he could have done it at any moment in that ring. But they probably talked to him. And now the fact that you're saying no uppercuts, that even means it all the more. That was a sparring match. Because if uppercuts were in there, he would have accidentally knocked him out. You know how hard you have to train to get certain to not throw those combinations? You know what I mean? He's been spending these months not throwing uppercuts, learning to not throw an uppercut. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the rules of the game. They spar. Like if you take his most valuable weapon, his weapon off the table, he's a short dude that uppercuts people. If you take one of his weapons off the table, that's like saying, okay, now you got to fight him with one hand tied behind your back, like giving him a handicap. What are you talking about? I don't know. I say it's not rigged. I say they sparred, and Mike Tyson had nothing to lose, and that is why on paper he lost.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. All right. Let me put this on real quick.
Mike Tyson was beating people up
Bro,
people up in the
He's
ring.
not a young man no
going to
more,
the
bro.
club and beating
He's not a
people
young
up.
man.
It doesn't
not a
matter
young
whether
man
he's
no
a
more.
young man or an old man. It matters about muscle memory. It matters about it just certain things you just can't do. And Jake Paul, if he were the gladiator that it takes to beat Mike Tyson in a real gladiator fight, he would be doing gladiator shit with other real gladiators right now.
Yeah.
He's fighting retired people. He's fighting people who are 100 pounds under his weight. He's fighting people from basketball. He's not trying to go in there and see no gladiators. Get in there with one of them Chechnya or Bob them dudes. What's the guy's name? Not Khabib, the one that's still fighting now.
Connor?
No, not Connor. They got I can't remember. Let me see if I can figure.
I'm the wrong one to ask. I don't really watch UFC, to be honest. But it's something that I need to start because
Dude would just be like smash.
yeah. So yeah,
Get one of them.
my closing statement is
People in
that
there with him.
it was hard to watch. His legs buckled. You know what I'm
Did he
saying?
fight Nick Diaz yet?
Yeah, he fought Nick Diaz. I'm pretty
He
sure.
did. Okay,
He might have won
okay.
by decision or something.
But he couldn't knock Nick Diaz out.
I want to say he won by decision.
I think he did win by decision.
It's just so much like,
He needs I can't even pronounce dude's name. Kazmat.
bro, Mike looked old, bro. He's still Mike Tyson. He can outbox. He can probably whoop any man he walks into.
He
But
can.
when that's an endurance. That's a different level. Like that, you know what I'm saying? He looked tired.
Of course, he's 60-some years old.
That's what I'm saying.
The training camps to get there was crazy. I don't know. He had nothing to lose. So the conversation is like that he had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So if it would have got to fight night and he said on fight night, hey, I'm a 58-year-old man, my health just ain't in it, and this doesn't really make sense. What would we say? Would you say Mike lost? Would you say he punked out? He was scared?
Oh, I don't think he was scared. I mean, I know there was some type of theatrics involved with it, but I just like having the debate with people about thinking that he could have.
I
I think
don't
he
think
could have
there's
won,
any
but just for
debate.
a very short amount of
My
time.
Jake Paul is gonna have the most flawless boxing career of any boxer ever to exist.
Yeah, he's
He's
creating
gonna have the
what he
most
wants to.
legendary, most flawless boxing career. He might get that Tyson Fury fight.
You know why
He
he could
might
do
sign
that?
a deal.
You know why he can do that?
Right.
Because he can create his own story. He's not coming under a lineage of another brand that's being putting you on, you know what I'm saying, or being picked up by a team or being an Olympic boxer. You know, he created a platform and now he can just do anything that he wants to do, basically. So he can put on a basketball show if he wanted to. If he wanted to shoot three-pointers against
Almost
Curry,
like
if he wanted to challenge Curry, he could do it because he can create a platform to or play Michael Jordan one-on-one.
right.
You know, he could do it. That's some shit he'll do. He'll play
Imagine
Jay one-on-one.
now would be the perfect time for him to play MJ in one on one and beat MJ.
Because then it's just like, oh damn, is it because he's 58 or is this because it's
Is
a
it
show?
because he's 58, has been drinking all that tequila and smoking all them cigars, and you know what I mean? Or is it because Jake Paul has actually worked so hard that he can compete with Michael Jordan's level of basketball? You see what I'm saying?
I might be delusional, but I think Michael Jordan could still score 20 points today. You put him in the game.
I think you're delusional, brother. I think you're delusional.
I just don't think they're that good.
I think you're delusional. I think they don't look good, but I also think that Michael Jordan is a very old man. And
It's the same
like,
thing. You see what
okay,
I'm
so
saying? He got
okay.
to shoot a
So no, no,
chance.
no, it's not the same thing. It's not the
If it was
same
ever
thing
Jordan
because
and all Jordan got to do is turn around, he ain't got to jump up and down. He gonna do a fadeaway.
no, that's not it.
It's
Because
the same
Jordan,
as
he got to
Mike
run
Tyson could
up and
just beat
down
you
that
at any
court.
point.
He got to run up and down that court. He's not gonna make that. The first 5 minutes of the game gonna do it to him.
Yeah.
He ain't running up and down that court. Now, if you say a standing free throw competition or a game of horse, you know what I'm saying? A game of horse, he might be able to do something to you in a game of horse where you just playing, you know what I'm saying, on one half of the court, you barely even going past the 3 point line. Like he might be able to do something in a game of horse where he ain't got to be too mobile. He might just have him stutter steps and whatnot to, you see what I'm saying, finesse his way into a win. But he's not going. You're not going to be playing full MJ,
Exactly.
and nobody would expect MJ to. You see what I'm saying? It would be no dishonor in that. And playing a game with MJ at this point in time, that's why Mike Tyson has nothing. He didn't lose anything. And the fact of the matter is, if it came down to it, and I was getting jumped,
You
and
won't
I
like
had to choose one of those two to fight next to me,
you'd rather
I'm
be.
picking Mike. Because Jake Paul going run.
Hey,
Jake Paul
sometimes you
needs
gotta have
security.
sometimes you gotta have the awareness of knowing when to run and when not to run.
Hey, sometimes you gotta have that awareness, but also sometimes you need to knock a motherfucker out. And if the time is to knock a motherfucker out, you don't need to be running because now you out of breath and now
If you're
you
running
let a
from one
coach.
person, if you're running from one person, that's one thing. If you're running from 10 people, that's another thing.
That is, but I feel like Jake Paul more likely to just I don't know. I just don't see it happening, man. It's just hey, and he might be the baddest man on the planet. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going up and trying him, bro. Outweigh me by multiple pounds. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run up on him. I'm a very peaceful person, but I still would pick Mike Tyson. If it was like a 2v2, I'm picking Mike.
Yeah, I think this event really opens up a door for Netflix to do because they did the hot dog eating contest. If you don't remember, they did that like um back in the day. But yeah, I think this really changed the game for what they can do. But that's what I got from it. Outside of that, the fight was bad. It wasn't a good. I give it that
No, dude's
5 stars.
opening
I
up
give that a 1.7.
lots of lanes. Like it makes sense that he got 40 million and Mike got 20 because
He put on the event.
Mike's not. He put on the event and he's actually opening up an avenue for revenue that these companies didn't have before. You see what I mean? Now these exhibition fights like Quavo and whoever, Chris Brown.
Can you
know what I'm
rewatch
saying?
it?
They get, I don't know if you can rewatch it, but you know, when celebrities get to talking smack together, now they can do that on Netflix. You see what I'm saying? Quavo and Chris Brown can put together a fight card and put a couple of people on there. You see what I'm saying? Quavo's cool with Tank or, you know what I mean? Any other professional boxer guys, you get one of them on the card. Now you got a full, you see what I'm saying? Start
Yeah.
running those once, twice a year, 3 times a year. Now
Yeah.
Netflix got a whole beating the UFC.
Click like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.
I want to talk about crypto too, because it's like when you told me you bought, that was an indicator. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
That acted as an indicator. I think maybe the day before or something, I saw a girl who did, she made a TikTok about, hey, y'all, if y'all want to get rich, get in, jump in this Dogecoin. It's
I
supposed to go
seen
to
that.
$1. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, oh, okay, well, this what I would think there would be a time like a slight pullback. And what I know is kind of a slight pullback.
It does. It did. It actually did. As soon as I bought in, perfect pullback. Like I could have waited a little bit, but I still feel like I did a decent
No,
thing.
that's
Like
that's
just
still
to
a
start.
that's a great cost average because
Yeah.
it just proves
There's still so much growth within
longevity.
the next year. Right. The next
Yeah,
few years, but it's like, damn, I
that's how it
have
works
4 years
though.
to get right.
You basically have to hold it for 4 years to have fun for it to do anything for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Right.
gonna be for 4 years. It's gonna be
Bro,
down and
that
definitely
week
gonna
of
be
the
happening.
election, like 300% though. That is insanity.
Yeah, it already from where it was, it went up 80%. So I have no. It's hard to even buy more, but I want to buy more. But I just don't want to mess with my cost average. But it's just like
Right.
at that
Yeah.
point, it doesn't matter because I would have to put a. But I'm just like, yeah. So what cryptos are you kind of looking at?
Right now, I'm probably gonna play the game that I know. Those the numbers look like the numbers just make sense to me. It just exponentially, it just makes sense. It's in an area that like not a lot of other things are at. You know, multiples of 10. Like it just makes sense. It just the charts look right or look understandable. The cost point is understandable. Like if I know if I'm buying this many, if I'm buying 100, where that would land me. I like how it just looks. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell you how much $100 would get you worth of Bitcoin right now. I wouldn't be able to guess, but I could guess if you got $100 worth of Doge, how many you have. You know what I mean? Probably like somewhere around 400 Doge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
um, in that area right there. 3 something, 4 something. Like it just the numbers just make different sense to me. I can't explain it, and it's just like, hey, I missed Bitcoin, I missed all the other ones. Not that I missed them, but it's just like don't miss this one. You know what I mean? It's at a point where it's like,
So
and $100
you typically get tokens on you buy them on Robinhood or where do you get your tokens?
right now, Robin. Um,
So
which
that's
I
why
was going.
I sent you that Webull Pay things because you remember Bat
Mhm.
Token, like that web browser that we had. That
Mhm.
I think now you can trade that on Robinhood and Webull Pay, and I was like,
Wow.
it's gonna have a boost soon. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that listed those on
Did
this
Pi
app.
ever do anything?
Did what?
Pi?
Peppy?
No,
PEP?
PI. You don't remember? It was a thing called Pi, and you had to go on your phone every day and open it up the app, and
Oh,
it was
that's
like
that's
mining Pi.
Bitcoin. That mined Bitcoin. They paid you in Bitcoin.
Oh, gotcha.
So that thing basically it was like a utility that Bitcoin has within it. So like they will cash you out in Bitcoin. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's another thing too that I got to sign into. It's probably still there, but that was like Webull Pay. I suggest you using that. I love the way they have it set up. Like for the most part, you can have a lot of access to all these cryptos that I'm sending you. Like XRP, that's one you obviously know about that. That's 75 cents.
Hmm.
It could be it was at 32 cents. It's like it was at where Doge was at before it did this run. But it was like XRP and this Peppy. This Peppy thing is like sheep level. You can buy millions. Like with $10, you can buy a million of them. It's like Shiba Inu level. That's what's like. If I would just try to get 10 to 20. Some people might just say throw 100, but just trim and put change in there and buy them because you can buy millions of tokens
Right. So
rather
that's
than
what I'm
like
doing
having
with
a
those is just buying.
full level investment. Um, that Pepe I sent you, I put $10 in it and it doubled. Like these things are still early and like you can buy with $10, you probably can buy 900,000 of them or a million of them. So I was like, that's the way I would go. Definitely Doge if you could add into it, but
Mhm.
I would say in the around $1 to $3 would be what I think it could do, like in this time period when it runs. So if you got it at 30 cents, by the time it gets to 90 cents, you done tripled your money. You should like it'd be 30, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Just getting to 90 cents would be big. And then you got exponential. $3 would mean I don't even know, 10,000.
Right. I can see those running to $10 um in the next year because that just simply because exponentially it's not going to click for a lot of people until it's over $100. The same way, or even over $1,000. Like it's not going to click the value or the amount of money that's made between
Doge,
this 30, 40 cent, yeah, this 30, 40 cent area
you see,
and
you
even
think that could
$1.
possibly get there in
Yeah, I
time?
think it's gonna get to $10. Maybe even within the next 4 years that it could get to $10. That's my thing. I think that we're gonna see when it does move again, we're gonna see a quick move to $1. I think whenever it happens, it's gonna be a very, very quick move to $1 because I feel like it is almost like making up ground. Like the value of it may have already been there, but the market may not reflect that.
Mhm.
And I think that that it's almost like a reset where we're gonna see the value of it just shoot up to that level, the same as it did from what was it like 7 cents to now 40 pushing 40 50 cents. You know what I mean? That reset where it's like okay, it's already been there, um, so it's not as much of a gain. You know what I mean? The same I think is going to happen with the dollar, and it's going to be kind of still overlooked because we were yelling Doge to $1 4 years ago. So when it gets to $1 this year, it's not going to be a big deal.
It needs to be something, it has
Or
to do
maybe
something
or
to,
within the next year.
that's what I'm saying. It's either going to go way past or it's going to go to 90. and not make it to a dollar and still trick people
Right.
because
I
it's like,
think, but so I think that what would happen at that point is, yes, it could go to 90 and sit right under a dollar. But what more than likely would happen is that it shoots past the dollar and $2 or $3 or more, you know what I mean? Goes from $1 to $5 and then drops down to 90.
yeah, I have 12,000
Or
dollars. I won't.
goes to, oh yeah, you want to be a millionaire.
That's why I'm like, I feel like I missed the train on Doge. If this is like I have to put that much to just have 12,000 of them, yeah, like
But if you can hold those 12,000, again, within the next 10 years, say this presidential, since it's coming in waves, the so 8 years will be the
I
end of
want
that.
Shiba.
Within the next 10 years, at $5 a coin, you see what I mean?
Yes, but I'm just like, if you're looking farther and deeper, yeah, stack up on that because it's getting utility, like with them making the department DOGE and like basically mocking it in some way. But I'm like, it takes so much to get thousands of these things. This Shiba Inu and this Peppy, like $10 gets you a million. And they're saying it's similar utility as those as far as the following. And like, I would definitely tell people if you had to get started, download Webull Pay. I'm not even a financial advisor, but just download Webull Pay or Robinhood and get you $5 to $10 Peppy or Shiba Inu. Like that's the
Is
one
it?
that get millions today. Like with a small investment, Doge, you can still get you. I think a dollar will get you three. You know what I'm saying? 3 point something.
Have you been on a cruise before?
Say what?
Have you been on a cruise before?
I have not been on a cruise.
Never ever.
No whatsoever. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I got, but yeah, well, with crypto, bro, I don't know. It's just funny that nobody talks about crypto until crypto's running, but that's the time to talk about it, obviously. Would you get on a cruise ship?
I'm having some audio issues. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you
My
need
bad.
to you
I
change it
lost
real
my
quick.
audio.
So yeah, so Brave. The Brave web browser is a web browser focused on user privacy and eliminating unsolicited advertisements. In order to advertise on the Brave browser, advertisers must be verified by Brave and pay for their advertisements using BAT. Brave browser users who view advertisements receive BAT as a reward. The maximum supplies, I think, is 1,500,000,000. I said some more, some job like that. That's the max capacity that supply that they have of BAT. And yeah, I just think it's a cool thing that you can use this browser and basically throughout the time you're using it, every time you're going on a website, you're basically racking up points and they send a payout once a month of this crypto. Um, that's why I was like, yeah, I think more people should
So where
know.
would I find it? Because I have the Brave browser. I remember we talked about this, but where do I find the crypto that it's in?
So
Oh,
basically, you're gonna have to download this BAT browser and um, you're gonna have to link it to a wallet. So you can use Uphold. Uphold's the cryptocurrency trading holding company. You can use a lot of different options, but you link your wallet to that, and then every time you sign into your Brave browser and use different websites, they're gonna send you a payout once a month to that wallet you have connected, and it's gonna be BAT that you're gonna be getting. They're gonna send you, they're gonna pay you in BAT. You can, if you want to take it out and make it USD or Bitcoin, you can. So just in for November, I think I'm at point, I'm close to 1 BAT for this month just from using it. But I just started using it today really because I forgot it exists until I saw it on Webull Pay as a listed crypto. They had it on there as a crypto you can buy now. And it hasn't always been on there. So I'm like, oh, that means more people see it. So now more people are going to buy it. And I feel like it's still early. It's under $1. Let me see. Um, you still right here? Can you hear me? You still in here?
yeah, yeah, I am.
See.
I'm trying to
It's
get it set up
it's
now.
priced right now. Literally, the price of it is 19 cents. So it's similar to Doge, similar to XRP. Well, XRP's it's went past $1 now. So yeah,
XRP did.
I got XRP on this Webull Pay and I got it on that a small. It was one of those things you could do with Coinbase when you sign up and take those little exams and stuff.
Hmm.
It's one of those. Like, did you keep all those?
I gotta try to get back into my Coinbase.
Yeah, just doing all this. I'm like, you got the only downside about Webull Pay is that you can't send other cryptos to this account. You only can put them in here and send them out. You can't like accept like you can't send it from another app to here. That's why I was like,
Mm.
what's the best app to put crypto on? You got Coinbase, you got Robinhood, and you got Webull Pay. But yeah, Dogecoin is at 36 cents, XRP $1.05, Shiba Inu. That's what I'm saying. This shit is. Can you see this?
What's the found it? That's your Coinbase or Apple.
That's Shiba
What is
Inu.
that?
That's Shiba Inu.
On Webull Pay?
Yeah, Webull Pay. So like it's way less than even. It was like when we were playing with Doge. You remember when we were trading it?
Hmm.
It's like way even under that. They have that available to trade on Robinhood and um, Webull Pay and Coinbase.
trying to get some of these wallets set up. I definitely can't get into my what you call it.
Your BAT?
Well, my Weeble.
Yeah, to get crypto, you gotta get the Webull Pay, that app. They split. Can I tell you that Peppy, like, hey, if I had to get five, it's gonna be Doge, Sheep, XRP, Peppy, and the fifth one. That's the hard one. I want to say Ethereum, but I feel like you can get in earlier. I'm actually gonna say BAT. BAT is gonna be the fifth one. Like, I'm gonna figure out how to do a tutorial, how to download and everything. Like, I think it's that crazy of a thing. You get basically paid for your browsing. You're browsing now to go on YouTube. You can browse like anything you do it on a computer. You can get paid to do it. It's just right there. Yeah. Creator. You looking into some cryptos?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get into Webull, but I'm gonna lock my account. I think.
Yeah, you're gonna have to re-download the Webull Pay app. You're trying to get back in the market? No, like options.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about it because I'm gonna be on the cruise in December. Um, and I'm thinking about getting the internet package anyways, and it would make sense to go ahead and trade. But then what if I get the internet package and just lose all my money in trading? And I could have just had a cruise where I didn't, you know what I'm saying, have to get online, and then I could have came back to the same money that I lost.
Yeah, I just think it's just allocating. That's what I'm like, all this, the money I throw in crypto is literally, I took a DoorDash and used that money, put it directly into it. So I was just like, figuring out a way to where it makes sense. And that's what I was trying to do with trading too, like letting that be different money will be willing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being like, damn, I need this to pay a bill, this specific money right here.
Right.
And that kind of I thought made me trade better, but it made me be more risky. So I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? With 250, I'm like, yeah, if I can make 100 today, but that's risking a lot with a 250 account to make 100 a day. You got to throw the whole house. So when you lose 100 and I lost 100 and didn't want to play. I said, yeah, I don't want to play with y'all.
Man, I didn't want to
But
play.
but I made some, so it's like it is what it is. At the end of the day,
Fair enough. I might look into getting back in the market,
the
like,
market crashed last week. You looking at it at all?
mm-mm. I seen Spot took off the week of the election.
I'm just pissed about that. And that's kind of where I felt about those because when that election shit was running off, that shit was still at 20, bro. When it first started taking off, it was at 20. That was people thinking that it was taking off. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, for Jesus, because that's when it was at 20.
But two, another reason why I feel like and that's why I feel a little bit more confident with the Doge is because it has been there already. Like everything, it was stable at 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? It's been here above here before. Um, like this isn't even this is half of the all-time high.
Yeah, literally, it's been here before, and I feel like it did this around this area. Like it Neanderthal around this 40 to 30 area before
Right.
it just ultimately came back down. I think the day of getting it for that cheap is over with, just because, um, or to be real short spurt of it, like tanking down. Like if it tanked down to 12 or 14 again, I would literally be throwing so much money in there. But I doubt it. They're gonna let it happen. I think it goes up past 25. 25, I think it was the lowest. It comes back um,
Right.
in this cycle, but who knows what happens after it goes from $5 or $3 or wherever it's supposed to go. What that move looks like. Maybe it's at a more stable point. Maybe it's stable. It's stable around $1, But
Yeah, I think what's going to happen first is stable out around a dollar, shoot up to, well beyond what we thought a dollar it could do with a dollar, maybe hit $5 and then drop drastically and go back down to a dollar. Maybe shoot up to $10 at some point, but then drop back down to a dollar. Maybe even go to stupid numbers like reach $100, but then drop back down to $1. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, and that's
Because
good
what'll
too.
happen is I think there's going to be a loss that makes it just like in the previous years with everything, where it's like, oh, I'm not listening to those crypto idiots that should just lost all of that money. You see what I'm saying?
They
Without
didn't though,
seeing the growth
and
from.
that's what I'm saying. They didn't though. In all of this, they still didn't like them telling you to buy it at a high price like that. Right, like that's like me saying, "Hey guys, you have to buy those right now." That same
Mhm.
person has to have the information to know that if it continues to keep falling, that means that it's even a better point in time to buy. The lower it goes, because
Yeah,
and people are just they're doing that,
yeah.
so they throw their money in there for 1 year and take it out when it goes down.
Like
If you
buy the dip.
if you have it going for 5 years and you're paying it down, then then when the new run comes, you're beautiful.
Right. If you say buy the dip,
And
like
I was just so minimally doing it. And I still even regret how I bought back in. I would buy $1, $5. You know what I'm saying? Like just I definitely paid I think it was my shit might have been at 25 to 26 when throughout the entire time of it running, being good or whatever. Just to get it down to 20 is not damn, I didn't price down good. When
hmm
well, I got it to 19, but as soon as I buy more, it just keeps pushing it back to 20. But I'm just like, yeah, even buying down like that wasn't enough. You have to buy down to where you're at 10, 10 or 12, because it's just exponential. By the time it's to 40, you four extra money. By the time it gets to 100, that's 100x rather than being at 30, you know what I'm saying? 20 to 30. That's what I'm just like getting early or take a risk in
in the
getting
long run.
shook out. That's how you get shook out too.
Right. So that was 4 years of time to buy in for those. That was 4 years of
I know people
minimum
that had a six. I
investment.
know people that got a 6 cent price average from when they bought it then. They're still down there. Got a six. They bought it at 60 cents.
Yeah, that was 4 years of time to correct that 60 cent price average.
But nobody, most people that bought it that high was shook out, which is like
And they
cryptos.
wanted
That's like
and they
crypto.
wanted a quick
If crypto was a
investment.
Bible, that's the crypto Bible.
Right.
Is getting is watching people like basically getting shook out when you buy at the top, and then
Right.
that price
Because
gets
even if you invested, say you invested $500 at 60 cents and it dropped way down, you have 4 years to put another $500 in there and you probably be up right now. Like on top of your like your $1,000 will be well over $1,000. had you bought in at the bottom of this dip.
Yeah, I would love to get back in options this week. I think it's still premature. It would have to be very, you know what I'm saying, different strategy. Because yeah, I definitely see it being bullish. Because last week was
The,
really
is-
bad. I see it being bullish.
the issue with me for Doge is that so much of it is so much of that market is reactionary. I think the Doge pullback has been delayed since the Doge Department of Government Efficiency had news came out. Like that is enough to keep the price alive. You know what I mean? Whereas the market did its pullback, that delayed that pullback and maybe skipped the pullback. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Instead of it dropping at the same time, it went ahead and maintained its value. Now, as the market regains that momentum, the Doge will regain the momentum as well. It just is going to regain the momentum from where it is rather than where it would have been on the bottom.
Yeah, it peaked around like I want to say 45%, and then rejected. So if this is a pullback, I'm still happy because I'm like,
I'm surprised you've never been on a cruise, brother.
what?
But I'm surprised you've never been on a cruise.
I haven't been yeah, no, I haven't been on a cruise. I,
It just
yeah, I
seems
just see
like
that
what's on
going
the year
bad.
we've done.
Yeah,
You done been to Mexico?
if I was an alien and I wanted to have some slaves, I would just go steal a cruise.
Yeah, I'm not excited. Well, I'm excited about it and the fact that it's going to be a vacation. Like I'm not going to be working for a week, and I'm going to be eating good food and relaxing, hopefully. But it's just the idea of it. It's just like basically you got me on a float in prison
Yeah,
for a week.
I'm slick finna end this one again, and then basically, okay, yeah, the signups will be the signups will be below. You can download these, and I'm sure they have promotions on both of them. But the YouTube is if you try that with the play, I'm trying to tell you, they got it clean on it. They got it clean. Okay. When you down a lot of money, it's gonna look clean. But the sign look clean. Yeah, I'm gonna start a new one, and then I'm gonna send it to Tori and see what if they're trying to jump on.
All right, give it. I'm
Guess
a
we'll
I'm
talk
gonna
about
hop
that
on, but I
next.
gotta recharge my audio devices. My headphones keep going out. For whatever reason, I can't hear nothing off of this phone. It might be this case that I got, but I can't hear nothing off of my phone.
Yeah, bro. All right.
Hey, we smoking electronic weed in 2024. I mean, damn, this 2024. We smoking
They
electronic weed.
poisoning our people, y'all. They poisoning our people.
No more backwoods. I'm not smoking no more. Well, I'll probably smoke.
Click like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.